जो तेरो नाम।
A humble Sitaram to each and every one of you, and welcome once again to Ramayana Mahima, USA, a program prepared and presented by devotees in New York City. I am Surendra Susankar, and it's truly an honor to be associated with this magnificent program after a hiatus of more than 15 years. It's heartwarming to know that Ramayana Mahima continues to be televised on a regular basis after so many years. Thanks to the generosity of our sponsors and supporters, but more importantly, thank you for tuning in and inculcating teachings in your daily lives. I'm sure you'd be happy to know that we have started a new chapter here in the US, all in an effort to further enhance our commitment to you. I'd like to take this opportunity to personally thank Behenji Sandra, Bhai Behenji, and all our supporters here in the US for having that vision and working tirelessly to ensuring it being a reality. To reiterate, our primary aim is to further educate and enlighten you about our dharma, our culture, our traditions and values, and more importantly, our way of life as Hindus and Guyanese, but more so as good individuals. Welcome once again, and do enjoy our presentation this evening. To present the first rendition, it's with tremendous joy that I asked Behenji Draupadi, formerly of Reliance East Kanji. And those of you who've been around in the 80s, you would know that she was the president of that temple. It's with tremendous joy that I hand you over to Behenji Draupadi.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Tere sab bigre sawar dega kaam. Tere sab bigre sawar dega kaam. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Thank you so much, Behenji Dropati, for that very appropriate rendition. And friends, you'd agree with me that she has gotten so much better over the years. To present the feature sermon this evening, I invite a person who's no stranger to you and definitely needs no introduction. A person that has done so many selfless acts towards humanity, and a person that has a tremendous passion for what she does. I speak of no other than Behenji Sandra, formerly of Guava Bush, Albion.
Sisters and brothers, pranam. Join with me in a short prarthana. He Braj Chand Mukund Krishna Nand Nand Ghanshyam Charan Sharan Mohi Rakhiye Kripa Sindhu Bhagwan Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Friends, it's a pleasure once again to join you on the Ramayana Mahima New York edition and to bring to you again some very, very beautiful, important lessons which, when is applied to the lives of all of us, we can really and truly enhance our lives. Tonight, on Ramayana Mahima New York edition, we would like to share with you in some very beautiful teachings, and that is the topic youths and marriage. We are living in a world today where society is always threatened, and more so our youths who are the future generation. Friends, many of our youths today, because we as parents have failed in giving the proper education, and that is spiritual education that is necessary, they have been involved in many, many different affairs which is not applicable and which does not relate to marriage at all. Many of our youths today, they're involved in number one, trial marriages before marriage. They're involved in premarital affairs before marriage. They're involved in illicit affairs before marriage. All scriptures of the world does not sanction this kind of immoral acts of today's youth. And as such, we as parents, we have paramount amount of duty to educate our children in principles involved in such matters. But it is a sad situation because many of us parents, we deviate from these issues relating to our children and we allow them to learn by themselves from outsiders, from the media, and from various other sources. Acts of morality and good conduct must be taught by parents. Let's look at the possibility that you fell in love and you're making plans to get married. The question is, are you prepared for a successful marriage? It is only natural that you would want your parents to be happy for you. And it really does hurt when they do not approve of your choice of marriage, of a mate or a life partner. So what do? Many times we live in a society where we go against the wishes of our parents and we do as we please. Or because of the legality of the age limit, we do as we wish to do. And so we get married without our parents' consent. The question is, what happens next? Well, number one, we damage our relationship with our parents. But friends, it is sad that parents may have many reasons, many sound reasons for not agreeing to your marriage. Many parents, they may oppose your marriage because you are too young. And the question is, how young is too young? In today's world, we have many cases of children getting married who were 14 years, 17 years. But the Hindu scripture says that Grihastha ashram, that is, the householder stage, begins as of 25 to 50. And Manu Maharaj beautifully says, he says, a student who has not violated his vows of brahmacharya and who has conducted himself righteously according to the advice of his preceptor should enter marriage after he had studied with his subsidiary sciences, the 4 Vedas, if not the 4 Vedas, either 3 Vedas, if not 3 Vedas, then 2 Vedas. And if it is possible that he hasn't even studied 2 Vedas, well then 1 Veda is a must. The question as you listen to this pravachan, you'll be asking yourselves, have we ever seen a Veda, many of us? And is it that have we ever read anything in connection to what Manu Maharaj said, that when is it we should try to get into a marriage relationship? The answer is no. And so sisters and brothers, even to Ramayana, many of us have not even studied Ramayana. And so what kind of a spiritual teaching will we take into the marriage that we are now planning to have? So it is important. In planning to get married, we must be fully mature to accept the challenges and the consequences of being able to, number 1, look after a husband or a wife. Are we prepared to look after a husband, to take on the responsibilities of looking after a husband or a wife? Number 2, are we ready to handle the day-to-day decision making that will come into our life? Are we prepared to handle the finances? Are we prepared to handle the reality of providing for a family materially, emotionally, and spiritually? Are we ready to become a parent? Can you communicate with your mate and understand what is his or her needs? Sisters and brothers, these are some of the questions. Before we get really into a marriage, we need to ask ourselves. But it is a sad situation because many times we fall into love and very quickly we fall out of love. So what can we teach our children? These basic principles need to be taught so that our children, they can cope with marriage with a better sense of commitment. Friends, parents oppose marriages when there is religious differences. It is said religious harmony is an important factor for a successful marriage. But we have seen that even interreligious marriages have been very, very successful. And we would like to congratulate all those who are having interreligious marriages and whose marriage is very successful. Continue in the same vein. And so parents, they oppose marriages also when this happens, when there is a religious differences. A great concern is that in going into religious differences of marriages, you will be pressured. Many times there are many situations where you're pressured into making a compromise. You either have to abandon your religious beliefs, give it up. And so sisters and brothers, from the Hindu point of view, as we're speaking to you, using the Hindu scripture as our authority, it is important that you look at the religious differences when trying to find your life companion. And so it is said that even if you come to a compromise with religious differences, you will have to live with the thought that either your husband and your wife does not believe in your religious convictions. And so does that sound good? Does that sound like the formula for marital bliss? The answer is no. You will not be happy. And so if both parties they do not come to a compromise, you would find that in that home there is always a tug of war going on. If you don't have it with the husband or the wife, well then when the children come along, there is where the problem will develop. And so we are calling on all. You have to think carefully when a dilemma of such nature faces you. Because we all know that marriage is no one-day affair. It is for eternity. We need to make appropriate choices, friends. Youths, do not allow wealth, do not allow position, do not allow material gains to be a compromise for your religious beliefs. This is our call. Parents, oppose marriages, sisters and brothers, when again there are racial and cultural differences. We have found in the world today that this racial and cultural differences in marriages has been and will continue to be a norm. Many such marriages, sisters and brothers, they have become very, very successful, and many are not. This is because many of us, we have to compromise on our cultural values, and it is said we have to adapt to values and style, the way others live, their code of conduct, their dressing, their food, their music, and their entertainment. We have to adopt it into our life. So, to those youths maybe who are having such thoughts of an intermarriage, well, ask yourself if you can take on this great challenge. If you can, and you know that it's going to be successful, well then, God's blessings be with you. Again, Ramayana Mahima New York edition, we are not going to leave out the fact that some parents oppose marriages because they are unreasonable. Many times, we as parents, we forever find a fault here or we find a fault there with the choice that our children, they make. And so, parents, it is a call. We must be reasonable and logical to make decisions that will be of benefit to our children. To our youths and to our children who are faced with unreasonable parents, it is important. Don't do anything that is going to harm yourself or that is going to harm your relationship with your parents. Our advice is to get your pandit, talk to your pandit, talk to elders, and talk to your parents, who is the most important people. Get them to understand what it is that you want from life. Ask for their support, and eventually you will see how it is that these issues will be sorted out. Friends, there are many other factors why parents oppose marriages, but most important, parents and children must be able to discuss and carefully weigh out the possible consequences of getting married and making the marriage a successful one. Let's look at the Ramayana, the marriage of Sita Ma and Shri Ram. Sita Ma knew that her father Raja Janak has made a proclamation, and that proclamation was that he who breaks the Dhanush Van of Lord Shiva will get married to her. Sita knew this, sisters and brothers. But it is said that when she went and she saw Bhagwan Shri Ram in the garden, she fell in love with him. And it is said then and there she knew that to break her father's vow was going against whatever it is that he stood for in life. But what did she turn to? Tulsidas beautifully tells us that she turned to nothing else but prayers. I choose those beautiful chaupais where it is said, Sita Ma, she took the refuge of Bhavani Ma. गई भवानी भवन बहोरी गई भवानी भवन बहोरी बंदी चरण बोली कर जोरी बंदी चरण बोली कर जोरी श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम जय जय गिरिवर राज किशोरी जय जय गिरिवर राज किशोरी जय महेश मुख चांद चकोरी जय महेश मुख चांद चकोरी गई भवानी भवन बहोरी बंदी चरण बोली कर जोरी बंदी चरण बोली कर जोरी. Tulsidas tells us that Sita Ma, she had no alternative but to turn to prayers. And likewise, it is a call for all of us. When we are faced with vicissitudes, regardless of what it may be. And friends, tonight we are talking about youths and marriage. Youths, when you're faced with challenges, when you're faced with opposition, it is said that prayers move mountains. And so likewise in our lives. Prayers, it is says, guarantee you those positive vibrations where it can change the decisions that are there to create confusion in your life. And so it is said Sita Ma went to the temple of Bhavani Ma and she adored the feet of the divine, and with clasped hands she began to glorify her. And so it is said, she was telling her, she says, "Oh Ma, you know what it is that my heart's desire, and you know that my father has made a proclamation. I'm asking you, I'm beseeching you, O Mother, that you know what is the best, but please fulfill my heart's desire." Sisters and brothers, Sita Ma, it is said, eventually Sri Ram was able to break the Dhanush Ban. Both of them, they were compatible. Sita Ma chose a husband worthy of her, and Sri Ram chose a wife worthy of him. Both their parents were happy. They were from the same background. They were from the same religious beliefs. They were from the same cultural, they had the same cultural values, and they enjoy a successful and a blissful marriage. And so friends, Ramayana Mahima New York edition is therefore pleading with our young people who are preparing to get married. Constructing a building requires careful preparation of land, materials, the foundation. You need to have a plan. You need to calculate the expenses that will be involved. And so likewise, all of you, when you're about to get married, you also need to be prepared. You need to educate yourself. And in so doing, you're going to enter into a marriage life which will last for eternity. You're going to enjoy bliss, success, and happiness. And so it is our hope that as you listen to tonight's message, you will do some introspection and you will try to make the proper decision that is going to make you and your family happy. I hope that with these few thoughts, we are ready to make some resolution in connection to choosing our marriage companion. I pray may the blessings of the Supreme continue to guide all of us until we meet again for the next program. May the blessings of Bhagwan be with all. Pranam.
Thank you so much, Behenji Sandra. You're a gem in our community. Your message this evening was so full of teachings, and I know it's not a one-size-fits-all. Hence, it is my fervent hope that you, the viewers, take whatever is applicable to you and apply it in your daily lives, hence becoming a better person. you would be amazed what little adjustments in your life could lead to. Thank you so much once again. Friends, I'm so pleased to let you know that we have so much talent here in New York City. Right now, we have a tremendous bunch of youngsters, and Bhairavin is one of those I speak of. He's classically trained and has a voice to die for. I invite the one and only Ravin Durgaprasad, formerly of East Kanji Reliance Settlement.
Shri Narayan Hare Narayana Shri रघुवर दीन दयाला रघुवर दीन दयाला तुमको लाज हमारे तुमको लाज हमारे तुम ही तारनहारा तुम ही तारनहारा मैं तो शरण तिहारे तिहारे मैं तो शरण तिहारे रघुवर दीन दयाला दीप ज्योति बिन रैन चंद्र बिन दीप ज्योति बिन रैन चंद्र बिन सूने नदी बिन नीरा सूनी नदी बिन नीरा सूने सूने निस दिन सीता सुने सुने निस दिन सीता बिन रामा रघुवीरा बिन रामा रघुवीरा मेरे प्राणों के आधारा मेरे प्राणों के आधारा जीवन तुम बिन भारे भारे जीवन तुम बिन भारे रघुवर दीन दयाला एक बैर चरण धोए लेन है, एक बैर चरण धोए लेन है, सदा रहो एक बैर चरण धोए लेन है, उसको तुमने तारा, उसको तुमने तारा, सदा रहूं मैं चरण शरण प्रभु, सदा रहूं मैं चरण शरण प्रभु, कैसे मुझे बिसारा, कैसे मुझे बिसारा। अब तो नाथ, अब तो नाथ, अब तो नाथ करो उधारा, दर्शन बिन दुख हारे, दर्शन बिन दुख हारे, रघुवर दीन दयाला, रघुवर दीन दयाला, तुमको लाज हमारे, लाज हमारे, तुमको लाज हमारे, तुमको लाज हमारे, मैं तो शरण तिहारे।
Friends, there you are listening to the unbelievable talent of Ravin Durga Prasad. Everyone has their biases, and I truly feel that Ravin is the cream of the crop right now. He is the first, and if I am correct, the only West Indian to be featured in Saregama singing competition in India. And we're so proud of all his accomplishments. He did exceedingly well and is presently pursuing his passion of music and singing. Thank you so much once again, Bhai Ravin. Friends, it is here that we take our leave this evening. Thank you so much for joining our program on a weekly basis. Until we meet again next time, for now.